Operations neighborhood of our expo floor, looking at this great energy. All these people are really excited, and I'm standing with Alok, who's going to show us the NCAA demo. You want to take it away?
Yeah. So this is our second year at Google Cloud being the official cloud provider of the NCAA. Our theme is know what your data knows. So we've been working with the actual NCAA data, basketball data, to make a lot of insights and predictions. So let's look at one. We just had a national title game, Virginia and Texas Tech, and what we're looking at here is the number of possessions each team will have in regulation. So we predicted that the number will be 63 or fewer, and it was 59 in regulation, so it was right.
Not bad.
But we've done a bunch more. So one of the other things we did was we looked at a Data Studio dashboard. So Data Studio, another tool made by Google, allows you to visualize your data.
Yeah.
We had developed a bunch of different metrics for all these teams in NCAA. You can see them on the bottom here: score control, clutchness, discipline, etc. But we wanted to surface that data in a way that people could use, filter, and sort. So this has all the 353 teams, but if we just want to look at the champion, we can go here and select champion only.
Should have been tagged.
And boom, Virginia, and now we can see where they rank in all the different categories.
No, I like it.
Yeah.
Is that a good score for clutchness?
Yeah, so the ranks are right there, so you can tell it's 7th out of 353 teams.
Not
That's
bad.
pretty good. They're 3rd in score control. They're a deserving champion.
So you said this is Data Studio, which we know is for visualization, which is really cool. But you mentioned other cloud tools. I think BigQuery played a big part in this. Can you show me how that works?
Yeah, so the first thing we have to do is make a pipeline to ingest the data. So this is a small screen here, but I'll show you. This is on our Google Cloud blog. We describe the entire pipeline of how we built this data. And you can see there's a bunch of stuff, and then we get to BigQuery right in the middle. And I'm a data scientist. I want stuff in BigQuery because then I can go and do all my stuff, right? So BigQuery, let's do it. And then what we do from there is we take the data, we do a lot of manipulations, and to build that metric like score control, we have to write a bunch of code.
All right, so we got the cloud blog, and then you also posted on Medium, right?
Yeah.
Some more fun insights?
Yeah, so on Medium what we did was we wanted to talk more in depth about how we built this metric. So one, we wanted to describe in detail for the technical people, but also talk about the basketball context. So you have this thing, how the final score can lie, score control, right? And in here we go through a couple example games where teams control the score differently. But then, again, we get back to BigQuery.
I love it.
So here is a long query, and again, it looks fairly complicated, and it kind of is, but it actually is, when you think about how you go about doing this calculation, BigQuery makes it pretty easy with these aggregation functions, and it runs really fast.
And it may be long, but it's easy to read.
And it runs really fast, gets us our results for all thousands of games in a matter of seconds. And then we can move forward and do other stuff.
I love scale power. Now, you had one more thing in this blog, right? At the bottom, I thought I was playing with your, what was it, an interactive scatter plot?
So if we keep going here, eventually we get to a point where we see the scatter plot, which plots all 353 teams in their school colors and shows their difference between the score control and a different metric.
I like it. So if anyone wants to kind of find it at home, they can search NCAA on our cloud blog, or they can look, we're cross-linked. This is the cloud publication.
Yeah, g.co/March Madness.
Oh, nice.
I know it's a little bit past March, but the tournament is still fresh in our minds, so it should be fun to look at.
Well, thank you so much for talking to me. Okay, so now we're still in the NCAA zone, but we're talking to Avi, who's one of our students who got to do a really cool integration for this whole project that I think is really fun to talk about, right?
Yeah.
All right, just take it away. Tell me about the overview of what you built.
Sure. So basically the way our campaign ended up starting was we split into 2 teams.
Okay.
The first was competitiveness, which looks at how close are games, how many lead changes are there, basically how exciting is a game towards the end of the time. And the second team was explosiveness. And this is all about runs. So for example, maybe in the last 5 minutes of a game, a team went on a 15-5 run. What that means is that the team scored 15 points and the opponent only scored 5 points.
Oh, okay. Nice ending.
Yeah, so the more explosive a team is, the more likely they are to go on these really big runs. And the less time they take to go on these runs, again, that increases their explosiveness.
Okay.
So that was the team that I was on, and I got to do some really cool data analysis and exploration of the data set that we were given. Basically, the way that it started was through BigQuery. Now, one thing you should know is that I had never actually used BigQuery before in my life.
They don't just teach BigQuery to all the students these days?
I guess not. I'm missing out.
So you got started.
Yeah.
Was it intimidating at all?
A little bit. It was nice because it runs using SQL, which is a language that I had learned in the past, and it's a language that almost every developer knows. So when I actually got into the BigQuery portal, I realized, wow, this is really easy. There's an interface where I can paste in my query. I just need to put in the data set that I'm querying from.
Music to my ears.
And you get the preview.
That's awesome.
You can get a preview right in BigQuery, actually.
So nice. So it's all like UI based.
Yeah.
That's good for testing.
Yeah. And Another great thing was that I could copy this query word for word and use it in Google Colab, which is where I was doing my actual analysis in Python.
Okay.
And using Google Cloud's BigQuery API, all I had to do was paste in the query, say what I wanted the output data set to be named, and it would show up in my Python notebook.
So how long do you think you worked on this project overall? Like, when did you start and when was it kind of over?
Yeah, I would say we began late January.
Okay.
So I spent about 10 hours a week on average. Some weeks it would be as low as 8. Some weeks it would go up to 12 to 15 hours. And most of my time was actually spent on preparing data sets that I could use for my analysis.
Right.
Because it's really important to have clean data that you can analyze very easily. So I just spent a lot of time using BigQuery, which is so easy. Every time I ran a query, just in a few seconds, I could get my results and I could import them to Google Colab and do whatever I wanted with them.
That's awesome. So thanks for talking to us, and I hope everyone out there feels like they're just as capable and competent as our young friend here.
Thank you so much.